Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens twice a week where two old guys, you're welcome, Blake, talk about old games. This week, it's Original Flavor Wednesday, so that means we're doing our still pretty new list, Dorkly's top 25 N64 games.
It's starting to feel a little old.
Little old?
Yeah, starting to feel it, but that's okay.
I don't fuck up and call it IGN's list anymore.
That's
so
good.
Maybe it's getting old.
It's comfortable now.
This week, 19 or 19, Mario Tennis, which is also something I discovered a few days ago, which we thought Dorkly's staff selected this, and they didn't.
The list, you mean?
The list.
Right.
They just, actually, it was just user poll. Like everybody that would get on to Dorkly, they had like 100-odd games for you to pick, and they just compiled, the top choices in order. And some of them, even they are like, we don't know why you guys picked this, but yeah, that's the number it is.
That's what it was like for the game that we just fucking talked about. I can't remember what the last fucking game we did was. You can't either. We're really good at this.
Feels like it's so
by the
long
way.
ago. Nicole was on.
All right, let's Sherlock Holmes this. Okay, Nicole was on, and we talked about... This is our show.
We got kids, man. We got kids.
This is our show.
We don't have room. We record it, edit it, publish it, and just forget about it.
I thought it was bad that I don't remember what I say on this show. I don't even remember what I fucking played for this show. I think that all right, 2 shows a week is definitely our limit. Like that is like my limit. Because like if I do one more, I might forget my address, my social security number. I remember Guitar Man clear as day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what did we do before that?
I still can't remember. It must have been a really bad episode. I mean, sorry, Nicole. I'm sure it wasn't because of you. You're going to look it up, aren't you? Thank you.
I have to. Because I actually have a laptop in front of me for reasons that Fish Lips J will not enjoy.
This is either the best stinger ever or the best intro ever.
TADPOG.
Da, 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 da.
And it is not an autofill on Meg's laptop, if that tells you anything. Guitar Man.
Uh-huh.
All right, you want to take one last stab at it?
No, I don't.
Kirby 64.
No, Kirby 64. I forgot all about Kirby 64. What was the one before Kirby 64? I am awful at this.
Well, Ready Player One. And then before that, Pokemon Snap, which I remember.
Pokemon Snap, yeah, I remember that. And then before Pokemon Snap was Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe it's Yoshi's Story that's coming up next where they're like, we have no idea why this is on the list.
Yoshi's Story, yeah. I've read the description for that. Okay. Yeah, people don't understand. Nicole loved it. She'll be on that show again.
Okay, cool.
So.
She did not love Mario Tennis, apparently.
Nope.
We played it at the cabin, and she was drunk, she claims. And
she claims.
Hey, I'm just going to say, I'm covering my ass. I want to retain my friendship with Nicole. She claims she was drunk. And I guess she didn't like the game. She was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
It's hard to be not good at it.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
hard to fuck tennis up. Mm-hmm. I guess there's a bar. Like, it's hard to make tennis less than a 7, but like difficult to make it like higher than an 8.5.
In difficulty, you mean, or just quality?
Penis length.
Girth.
Before we start talking about Mario Tennis.
For a game that we probably aren't going to have a lot to say about, man, I sure am ready to talk about it.
I know. Yeah. But first, filler.
Right.
I'm your beard host, Tyler, and I mentioned that I'd found another note that I had written for school, and I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Posted 7/12 1993.
93. Okay. So you were how old?
8.
Okay. I was gonna guess. I was
Okay,
gonna
I was
guess
9.
9.
I just turned 9.
Okay. That makes me feel better. I was gonna say I was gonna guess 9, but that makes me a bad friend, not knowing when you were born.
So it's like Josh and I we go to the same grade at school, but like
Yeah.
we're nearly like we're drastically different dates. Like Josh is like one of the oldest that could be in that grade. I'm
Gotcha.
like the youngest that can be in that grade.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the reason I love my family.
Right. Okay. Good.
The in the title, all caps. Reason I love my cursive. Family, all caps. And it's actually famimily. So the reasons I love my family.
Famimily? Okay.
I thought there was that second M in family.
Right. That elusive. I'm pretty sure you're going to find out later in life that you were correct all along.
Although I have to say, I do have pretty good handwriting for a 9-year-old.
Yeah. Can I see it? Verify for our listener. He's not wrong. He's not. This is fucked up. This is like identical to your handwriting right now.
Now, yeah.
Did you write this like a couple minutes ago?
I just went and got some aged paper, and put it in the oven to make it a little yellow, and then
Wow.
pop it back out.
Oh, and you like underlined "I love" like a dozen times.
I used
too.
to do that in all my subjects in school. Whenever I'd write at the top, I'd do an exclamation point and like a zigzag underneath it and make the first letter of like math, artistic. I don't know why. I love my family because they're the only people I have and love. So I love them because I don't have any other choice. That's all the people I have.
Your options are limited.
They don't buy me everything I would like to have, but I understand. Because of 2 reasons. 1, they don't want to spoil me rotten. 2, we don't have as much money as I think we do.
Is that like a verbatim quote
I'm
from your
sure
dad?
my mom and dad told me that. But I love them still. My mother, Pamela Jo Holland, is the best mama I ever had and ever will have. Because a man often comes out of 2 different wombs. If everyone knew what my mother was like, they would beg to say just 30 minutes with my mom. I'm lucky the best mother in the universe is my mother. My father, Randy Wayne Holland, we had the same middle name, as does my grandfather. Apparently it's a family name. And I fucking hate it.
I don't understand why.
Tyler Wayne, Randy Wayne,
It's because of that twang, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
is the best father anyone could have. Nobody is like him. That still stands. I'll still stand by that. He takes me places I like to go, like the movies, boxing rings, school. Apparently, like, I don't like the word "and." Let's just all commas then end it.
Yeah.
Because my dad, we went to a lot of boxing rings, like
Really?
like local, like small gyms where they did like boxing lessons and
Were
stuff.
there matches going on, or you
Yeah.
just show up? Oh, okay.
There'd be matches, or we take lessons, or we just like hang out. I remember like 2 or 3. Like he just knew people who did like small time boxing gyms. He makes a lot of money where he works. He works for blah 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 blah. Also paints automobiles for Park Avenue. He is the best father in the universe. And see, one thing I say he makes a lot of money, but previously I'm like, we don't have as much money as I think we do. And I would not trade him for anything this universe has to offer. My parents are some of the most important people in my life. I've learned a lot from my parents. I can't begin to tell them how much I love them and thank them. They taught me how to read, how to count. I love them very much. They really didn't do either of those things.
Who did?
School.
Cool. Okay.
My brother, Ryan Matthew Holland.
Is Matthew like written in blood or something? Ryan Matthew.
Matthew. Because he got a better middle name.
Yeah, he got. Yeah. Well, you were born first. That's your mistake.
Yeah. The curly-headed maniac. Because my brother does have, like, if he lets it grow out,
Yeah.
he has, like, an afro of, like, ringlets.
If he lets his hair grow out, he is a maniac.
He's a curly-headed maniac. He's in his treacherous his treacherous 3s.
His Triceratops.
He's in his 3-horn 3s. He's your worst nightmare, all caps. Come true. He will bug you so much, you'll want to run away from home forever and ever. he could bug Bratman so much he wouldn't be a brat anymore.
Bratman? Yeah, okay.
I assume that's just a person who's a brat for a living.
Yeah. All right. I thought at
A
first
professional brat.
I thought at first you misspelled Bartman.
That would work.
or you misspelled brat. You were like, man, he is just the biggest Bart man. He could even annoy Bart.
But I love him, and he's still very much a good brother, and the only one I'll ever have.
I will kill the rest. Any other attempts at a new brother?
Any others are just usurpers, and I will have to slay them.
You're a Baratheon?
Yep. That's my letter.
That's it?
Yep.
Not signed or anything?
Nope.
What is that madness underneath it? That's in all caps. That other sheet of paper.
Oh, that's the letter I read on.
Oh, that's the letter to Santa? I didn't
Yeah.
get to actually see it. Oh, yeah, that looks creepy. Like I mean, not for a kid, but if you, like, gave me...
If I did it now, if, like, we're recording and I pass you that for some notes.
Yeah.
Because that was clearly made with the, huge, thick pencils. We were supposed to do 3 lines at a time.
Yeah. What's up, Internet? I'm Dave. I'm your bespectacled host. And I don't know if you've noticed this about me, but I almost always have a drink. I almost always have a drink within arm's reach. I'm sure the listeners noticed. Like, I mean, our listeners are...
If Justin McElroy can get away with it with ice and, like, bourbon, then we can do it, too. That's
I
fine.
feel like we're pretty good. I feel like there's only, like, a few parts in some episodes where we're like... But I think it's pretty...
John
few
Turley
and
was
far
the
between.
biggest offender when it comes to beverages.
And I think we need to give him a pass because he was drinking for the entertainment of all of TADPOG.
He was drinking for all of us.
Yes, exactly. But I didn't realize this. I didn't realize that I always have a drink. And I don't mean like when I record. I mean like when I go to sleep at night, I have a drink on my nightstand. When I wake up, like I go to the kitchen and I grab a drink. This is after the shower. I don't have a drink in the shower, not like when I smoked in the shower. And when I say drink, I don't mean an alcoholic beverage, although I could easily substitute.
Every one of your showers is just like... It's like Casey Jones showering after a hard fight. Like, you've got one hand up against the wall and a drink in the other. You're just head down, letting the water just cascade down your scarred back.
Yeah, I'd use that GIF. I'd use that animated GIF. That sounds good. When I'm at work, like when I drive to work, I've got a drink in the cup holder. When I get to work, I pour coffee. I've got that thermos on my desk until like lunchtime. I go buy a Coke, drive home with it, drink it at lunch, come back with another drink. I mean, I always, like, if I don't have a drink within arm's reach, something's wrong. That's how you know I've been replaced by a pod person, is when I don't have a drink. I guess the only time I really don't have one is like, and it pains me to do this, like when I go shopping somewhere. Like I pull up in the parking lot and I've got the drink in the cup holder and I kind of look at it and I kind of shake my head. I'm like, it's not socially acceptable for me to take you in this store.
I have to think about that too. It's all right. I do that as well.
And then I come back in the car and it's all warm and shit. I'm like, sorry, drink.
I have
pour you
taken
out.
my coffee thermos into Walmart before.
I think that's an exception, right? I think a thermos, like something with a lid
But
on
like
it.
a can of Coke.
Yeah.
Something that will look like it came from Walmart.
Right.
You don't want to take in.
Well, not only that, but something that like is open where like a Walmart person could slip something in your drink. Because you know that happens all the time.
All those sleazy guys just hanging out at
Yeah.
Walmart, just like dosing guys coming in to grab for them for the lunch break.
My mom taught me 2 things when I went away to college. Don't have an open drink. Don't take a drink from someone you don't know at a party, and never ever go into Walmart with an open Coke can. Because it doesn't end well. Either way, it does not end well. So yeah, I could see like bringing a thermos in or anything with a lid. Like I feel like if we went by like the coffee shop and you had, one of those, just a disposable cup that had the plastic lid on it, I feel like you could get away with that too. But I used to have, the reason I thought about this was because I was eating with somebody and I'm such a shitty friend that I cannot remember who it was. I think it was John Turley, but I don't want to like definitively say I was eating with John Turley. And this friend, allegedly John Turley, mentioned that he can eat a meal without a drink. And it like blew my mind. It really like, I don't understand how you can do that. And I was like, surely this is an isolated event. Because I asked Nikki, I was like, later on, I was like, can you like, I don't know, say eat a meal without having a drink? And she's like, no, fuck no.
Yeah.
It's impossible. And I was like, I agree. Okay, well, maybe our friend is a mutant and that's his ability.
Well, Kenna can do it too.
It's different for babies. Babies don't count because half of the time.
I slide Kenna a Coke and she just looks at it. Most of the time she just knocks it over.
I'm already setting a bad example for Henry because like whenever he sees a Coke, he like reaches for it with both hands and like tries to pull it to his face. So the next day at work, I happened to mention it to a client because he was talking about being thirsty. And I said, I have a friend of mine the other night.
He probably wanted you to offer him a drink instead of tell him a story.
Man.
I'm really thirsty. A friend of mine.
That's funny you bring that up. Let me tell you something. I've got a friend who can eat a meal without taking a drink. What do you think about that? And he was just like, yeah, I do that all the time.
Ugh.
All the time.
Ugh.
So it reminded me of the great TADPOG debate. I'm sure you remember the sit down or stand up to wipe. That's what it reminded me of. I feel like there is another portion of half of the population will eat a meal and not drink anything. And then I just don't realize it.
So I'm called crazy for preferring cold pizza to hot pizza. But I feel like not having like a drink the entirety of a meal, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You got to wash all that food stuff down.
Yeah.
I
feel like
food stuff.
Like with the exception of like water, usually I feel like the beverage you pick accents your meal. Like if I go to Taco John or Taco Bell, I want a Dr. Pepper.
Man, I'm so glad you said Dr. Pepper because that is exactly the drink I was thinking of. You're 100% right. And I am like a garbage food connoisseur, so.
And like Coke with pizza.
Yeah. Not to say that Taco John's is garbage food in case they want to sponsor us.
They are until they sponsor us. But it's only the best quality garbage food.
That's gonna be our sponsorship line. Taco John's, not garbage food anymore.
And a picture of the check.
And us buying other food with it. It's just like this photo montage of like you would be holding the check, smiling, shaking Taco John's hand because he's a man. Sorry.
He used to be.
So
he used to be like
the little cartoon character.
Yeah. I've seen the mascot, like a guy like a normal yellow suit with like the head, like a mascot head on.
You're not talking about a cartoon character. You're talking about like
I'm talking like an actual guy that used to have like in the parking lot or walking around the restaurant. But that just reminds me of, remember Oprah.
Just walking around the restaurant, pissing people off and just like smacking tacos out of their hands. What's up? Welcome to Taco John's. I live here.
Kicks in the door to Taco Bell. Just, what the fuck? That's why I've always wanted to dress up as like the showbiz bear and go to Chuck E. Cheese and just start just fucking flipping tables. But us having a sponsorship for Taco John's is like whenever Oprah tweeted, love my new Windows Surface 7 or whatever, and then at the corner posted from my iPad.
That's a thing, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I like to think of you going in as one of the showbiz characters, going into Chuck E. Cheese with like a cardboard sign around your neck, like that says "We'll work for food," or like you're sitting outside, like panhandling the children that come in. You just reek of whiskey.
Kids come up, you shove them out of their way, point out to their parents, remember.
What's the story there? Why did it change? I don't
know.
Did it change everywhere? It changed everywhere, right?
Across the board. I don't know that there is a single, like Chuck E. Cheese left.
Well, you mean showbiz, right?
Showbiz,
right.
Yeah. Because all the toys now, like the ones where the bear is in like those bands now. It's like, collector's items. So I guess there can't be
where dudes set them up in their garage.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, play Creed.
But let's put Usher's My Way to this. You hear that, Dave?
I do hear that. I hear that horrific animatronic crying. Which can only mean it's time for Dave reads some Wikipedia. That crying animatronic bear is leaving the station. Do Do you think
He's just walking down the tracks.
yeah, he's on one of those push carts and there's no one on the other side? Just the heads of the rest of his band are like dangling from the back like cans.
Come on, Paglia. No, I'm staying with the mouse.
I think it's something shitty, like some like shitty marketing thing where it's like, well, mice just tested better with kids than bears.
Will the moon come with me that everyone looks at because it says one word during a whole song?
I just don't understand. It doesn't make sense, Tyler. It really bothers me. Like all of them are like, yeah, let's just get whole new animatronic setups and change everything.
Well, we'll make them look nice. No, same quality, just different characters.
Exactly. It's like, so, I mean, things are going to be better, right? I mean, not really.
No, it needed to be chicken wire covered in shag carpet made to look like a monster.
Is it going to be really expensive to change everything? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Irresponsibly.
Why are we doing this again?
Well, I guess it's a good thing we still have like our 4 players Ninja Turtles and X-Men arcades in here. Take them out.
No, those gotta go.
Out. More skee ball.
What we would like in here is
Throw some Band-Aids in that ball pit. It's fine.
We need a really shitty Dave and Buster's for kids.
It's what it is.
Because I like going to Dave and Buster's just fine, but there's too many bullshit games at Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
Like Dave and Buster's.
At least Dave and Buster's will divide them in half between like the real games and the shitty games.
Right. And by real games, we mean arcade games.
Yeah. Except for that one, they used to have a smaller version of it at our local Chuck E. Cheese where it's like all those weird, they look like mops made to look like clowns. And you have
shoot
like those guns you shoot like
tennis
wood
balls
at.
Yeah.
That thing's still there. I imagine Dave and Buster's moved in and that was there. Like they didn't know. Why is this here? What was this before? Payless shoes. Okay, just leave it. It's fine.
Here's a TADPOG deep cut for you. Whose favorite game is that?
Man, I don't know.
Virginity Thief, Taryn Landon.
She would love something where you fire balls at a clown's face.
I mean, I could
I'm
be
surprised
wrong.
she can look at it. So
I'm pretty sure that was her answer when we talked about like amusement parks or something a long time ago.
that makes sense. I believe it.
Okay, guys. That wasn't a weird edit. I just went straight into that. Mario Tennis.
You mean you cut out my huge anti-Semitic rant?
No, of course. I didn't edit anything. Mario Tennis, known in Japan as Mario Tennis 64.
Oh, I'm glad they put the number behind it. That's good.
Or, horribly translated, 64 Mario Tennisu Roku Joyon.
64 bits of ball-based joy Mario.
It's a 2000, I'm going to go ahead and put this in quotes, sports video game developed by Camelot and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo 64 video game console. The game was released in North America and Japan in the summer of 2000 and released in Europe later in November. It is the first tennis-based game starring Mario since Mario's Tennis. I don't know why that seems like a really shitty way to put that sentence together. And the second game developed by Camelot on a Nintendo system. The game, Tyler, is known for being the introduction of Waluigi.
Oh.
And the reintroduction of Princess Daisy and Birdo.
Okay. I get behind those two.
Yeah. Mario Tennis was re-released on the Wii Virtual Console in 2010. The game's success led to 2 sequels. Mario Power Tennis, which came out on the Nintendo GameCube in 2004, and Mario Tennis Open, which released on the Nintendo 3DS in 2012. I burped like right in the middle of saying Nintendo. That's why there was that weird little...
Nintendo.
Because it was like... And I did that weird like, I'm going to burp, so I'm just going to suck air in. So the burp doesn't come out, but it makes it really painful in my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Like feeling like you're dying for a second.
That's why I pronounce Nintendo like... No. In case anyone was wondering. I didn't edit out that syllable.
Yeah, you said a racial slur in the middle of Nintendo. You had to take it out.
Or Tyler didn't edit it out. I think I feel like you making the joke and me editing out your semantic rant is like you're hinting, Dave, I really would like you to edit this one tonight.
Man, Dave, you did all of this editing.
And you know my lawful nature. I'll be like, well, I can't make Tyler a liar.
You're such a good friend to know how busy I am, and you voluntarily edited this whole episode.
Thank you. So why don't you like Waluigi? What's up with that?
I don't know. It translates differently in Japan, right?
It makes sense in Japan, right? I love how we're both like,
right.
We've heard
that.
things.
But here it just doesn't. It just seems like incredibly stupid. Like Wario, okay, that makes sense.
Upside down M.
Yeah, but like Waluigi, like it's not the wa that's making like the. Is that the evil prefix for the Mario universe? Like Wa? Is there a Wa Bowser that's actually good? I just think it seems incredibly lazy.
Well, Tyler, in Japan, I don't know how to pronounce this. Waru means bad. So that the play on words Wario, it literally means bad Mario.
Okay.
I haven't got to where it talks about Waluigi yet, so please continue to say the things that you were saying before I interrupted you.
Well, I guess that makes sense, but it just doesn't. I don't know. The first minute I heard that, first second I saw Waluigi, I just rolled my eyes immediately because it just seems just lazy and stupid. I've never been behind Waluigi at all. I understand the need for a Luigi counterpart to be Wario's partner, but yeah, I thought this was the way to do it.
Waluigi, Tyler, and of course I'm spinning this all just from off the top of my head. Waluigi was created by a Camelot employee, Fumihide Aoki.
Fuck you, Fumihide.
I'm sure you knew that.
Fucking Fumihide.
He describes, he's also completely off the top of my head, voiced by Charles Martinet. So, who described Waluigi as someone who has a lot of self-pity and would cheat to win. So
I feel like that's Luigi anyway.
But I don't think Luigi would cheat to win. So maybe it's like maybe the self-pity is the Luigi core of Waluigi. But I don't think Luigi would cheat to win. Would Luigi cheat to win, do you think?
If he was facing Mario, I kind of think he would. Because there's got to be a lot of repressed. There are enough webcomics about it. So there's got to be a lot of little repressed resentment there.
Yeah, his name, of course, once again, just pulling from my old memory banks. Waluigi does, in Japanese, translate directly to bad Luigi. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense in America.
Nope. But yeah, I already remember him being in this. Whenever, like, I played this before.
You did? So you played this?
I played this before.
Years ago?
I don't remember Waluigi being in it. I don't think I remember seeing Waluigi until he made an appearance in Mario Party.
Waluigi is one of those characters that I heard about for a long time before I actually saw him in a game. Yeah. Because I kind of, as you know, lost touch with Nintendo products for a while because I didn't own an N64. It took me a while to get a DS. I think...
You have a GameCube.
I had a GameCube, but I got it super late because I got a GameCube because I wanted to get one so I could beat you guys at Smash Brothers. Which didn't really work, but hey, I ended up getting a GameCube, so that's cool. Which eventually led me to the Japanese import of Naruto. So it was
it's worth it.
That GameCube became a Naruto fighting game machine when John Turley and I lived together. I never saw him drink once while we played it. I don't know, it was weird. He can play a whole game of
He's too serious.
Naruto without
Naruto
drinking.
is like, no, I can't, no. I'm on duty, can't do it. But Mario Tennis, it's a good game.
It is a good game. I am actually glad to hear you say that. I thought that I was going to have to defend this game. It is, when I was playing it, I had a hard time stopping. Honestly, I had a hard time stopping. It is, while I was playing it, I was thinking to myself, this definitely belongs on the list, first of all. Secondly, I think it is the best game I've played so far on this list, including Resident Evil 2. I think it's better than Resident Evil 2. And this is why. Resident Evil 2, I thought was a really good game, but it's going to be a long time before I go back to Resident Evil 2. Mario Tennis is the kind of game where I was actually thinking about, once we were done with this list, selling the Nintendo 64 and selling the games that I'd bought for this list. This game has changed my mind. I'm definitely not selling the N64. I'm definitely keeping the N64, and I'm at least keeping Mario Tennis so far, because this game has a shitload of replayability.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I were to go through all the single player stuff, which I probably couldn't because it gets fucking hard. Even if I got through all of that, there's 2-player modes. You can play doubles. You can play 1v1. There's 3-player mode where you can do doubles and a third friend plays with the computer. And there's 4-person mode where you can do just a doubles match. Like, that alone is enough to keep this game because it's fun. I mean, if it were a shitty game and it had all that stuff, it'd be like, yeah, whatever. But because it's fun, and it's one of those games that is simple to play but difficult to master. And that, of course, you know me, that's like a big thing, is like trying to get good at this thing that was easy to pick up.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely not selling it.
So are you familiar with the studio that made it, Camelot?
Camelot. I do know it's only a model, and that's a Monty Python joke.
Because I'm sure I've played Camelot games, but supposedly they have like an amazing reputation.
Really?
And that when this game came out, people were really surprised that Camelot did it, and that Camelot was relegated to just some, like, near the end of the N64's lifespan, getting just this, because Mario wasn't known for sports games yet.
Yeah.
Like, this was like the second one, I think. So Mario, I think Mario Golf was the other one that came before this or something like that.
Okay.
So
if you don't count kart and all that stuff, yeah.
yeah, if you don't count.
That's a racing game. It's not really a sport game.
Yeah.
A sport game.
It's a game of sport. So, like, but I feel like that's what makes this game stand out, is like at least then prestigious studio was handed this, and they took it really seriously.
Yeah, they put a lot of care into it. You can tell. I mean, it would have been really easy to be lazy with the property, right? I mean, it's Mario. They could have just done a handful of characters, but instead it's like a roster of 16. Like, there's a lot of characters to choose from.
And they play differently. It's not just they're each people that just have the same strength and speed. And
yeah, because like Mario and Luigi are pretty much. It's interesting because this game reminds me of this game is like the Mario Kart of tennis. It's like, I feel like they took like the spirit of Mario Kart and applied it to tennis. Because I'm starting with the roster, you've got like Mario and Luigi, who are built to be pretty averaged out, just like they were in Mario Kart. You've got like Bowser. I'm not going to be able to list all the characters, but you've got like Bowser and Donkey Kong, who are your power hitters, similar to Mario Kart. You know, they had good top speed, but like poor acceleration. And then you've got the speed characters like Baby Mario.
ridiculous.
Oh my God. I can go on a Baby Mario rant.
I have a baby, and I can just say they are not super fast. So, and they cannot play tennis.
Well, maybe our babies can't, but there might be a baby out there who's really good at tennis.
Sure. 10 million TADPOG points and 10 Dylars to whoever presents.
Holy shit.
Whoever presents a baby that is good at tennis.
You got your speed characters like Baby Mario, Yoshi, and then you've got your technique characters like Daisy and Princess Toadstool and Toad, and then you've got they call them tricky players, which is kind of just like Shrug, which is Boo and Paratrooper. And then there's another weird grouping that includes Birdo. So
Birdo and Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, it's Donkey Kong Jr. Yeah,
because shortly before we recorded, I got a message from Drew Rowland saying, like, I hope this is the episode where you talk about how this game, Mario Tennis, should be number 2 on Dorkly's list.
Damn.
It's like, I bet you guys didn't even unlock Donkey Kong Jr. To which I almost said, yeah, I didn't, but then I decided I'm not going to reply. I'm just going to record the episode.
I'm going to say this. I didn't, but I bought this game used. So someone did at some point. There's a whole bunch of, from what I understand, there's a whole bunch of courts that you can unlock. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that because I never unlocked a thing, but the person who probably owned the game before me did, because there were these like weird. There were like the standard clay and grass courts and composite courts, but then there were like there was like a Donkey Kong court and a Mario court where they have. It's just pretty much a regular court, but it's got images of the characters on it.
And supposedly, you know, every single court, the ball flows differently on every one.
Yeah, if you're really probably good at this game, you notice that. But if you're kind of like me, where it's just like, well, I mean, I'll hit the ball, and I'll try to hit it to that corner, and then I'll try to hit it to that corner, and then I never noticed. Did you have a favorite character?
Probably Peach. Peach is generally my go-to
Sure.
on just about anything,
Yeah.
just because I feel like, good, she's in this. She deserves to be played.
Yeah.
Except, of course, Mario 2, where she's clearly like the best.
The best. Yeah. She is the best. Luigi's second best. Then, like, I kind of put Mario and Toad on the same level. But I do...
Toad is expert level.
I want to do... Have I told you this before? I may have. I may have even mentioned on Super Mario Brothers 2. I want to do an all-Toad run of Super Mario Brothers 2. I've never been able to do it. I remember trying it as a kid. Super Mario Brothers 2 was... that was my game as a kid, where I'd beat it so many times. I'd just come home and I'd be like, all right, I guess we're just going to play Super Mario Brothers 2, see how fast we can do it. And then I'll be like, well, I'll try to do an all Peach run. Did that. That was fine. I think I'll try to do an all Luigi run. Did that. That was fine. And then it was Mario and Toad. I never could do a full playthrough with using just those two characters. So maybe one day.
Because the game is hard, so being able to skip most of it makes it easier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm not talking about full playthroughs either. I'm talking about using
Use
warps,
the warps
and
and everything.
Yeah. No, I wasn't hardcore. I was a kid. Come on, can't blame me.
But now you can be. Now you can be.
Now, yeah, I'll dedicate the rest of my life to Super Mario Brothers.
I remember
2.
reading that Nintendo Power and like them talking about every single character's strengths, and it was like Toad picks up stuff the fastest. Okay, I mean, Princess is the slowest. Doesn't seem to hinder me much, but okay.
I will say this: Toad is excellent in the levels where there's Fanto. I mean, that is true.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
because there are certain.
Or I guess boss levels where you have to throw mushrooms and shit at the boss.
So he is good at that, because I mean there are several levels in the game where it's like there's a key and Fanto's just right fucking above it, and they're like, I remember trying to pull up a key with Princess and being like, well, Fanto's getting really close, but whatever. Toad still can't make the fast getaway. My favorite character in Mario Tennis, by the way, is Toad.
That's fair.
I love Toad. I love Toad. Toad is like, if there was an election going on and Toad was a candidate, I'd vote Toad. Toad for president, because Toad is the kind of guy, like, I figure, yes, he hangs out with Mario and Luigi, the celebrities. He hangs out with royalty. He drives carts with them. He plays tennis with them. But like when he's not doing that, I imagine Toad's the guy who is raising his children, mowing the yard. He's making sure that food's on the table. He's playing with the dog. I feel like Toad is that guy.
Is he like the master of coin for the Mushroom Kingdom? Like, he has a very important job, but it's not like prestigious.
It's not a glamorous job. Yeah. He's not a Kardashian. You're never gonna see Toad's fashion game.
No, just a treasure game.
Yeah.
Which further is my argument that he's the master of coin for the Mushroom Kingdom. Is he like the equivalent of for Puff Daddy for that guy that just holds his umbrella?
I can't remember that guy's name, but yeah, I think so.
But I feel like this game is like fast character or just fucking move on.
I am not gonna lie. I put probably, honestly, like 9 hours in this game, and all 9 hours was with Toad. So I have no idea what any of the other characters play like.
Because at least watching you play, it's like Bowser, no problem. Get the Baby Mario, where it's speed, then it's like a lot harder.
Baby Mario, here's my deal with Baby Mario, and speed characters in general, like you're talking about. When you were watching me play, I was going through tournament mode, because that's one of the single player modes. You can either do exhibition or tournament. And once again, calling back to Mario Kart, there is Mushroom Cup, Flower Cup, Star Cup. Star Cup being the hardest of those three. And as you progress through the bracket, the opponents get harder and harder. So there's a problem when the last opponent you face is a speed character, because it means it's a speed character that is really, really hard to beat. So that means that their serves are really good. And like, it's like I was playing Baby Mario, like playing Baby Mario was ridiculous because I couldn't get him to miss the fucking ball. Because like no matter where I hit it, that motherfucker was there hitting it back, and he was hitting it back like Bowser in Flower Cup. So I was like, all right, I never beat Star Cup, which is a shame because there are other cups. I had to look this up like some kind of loser. There are other cups because I figured, I mean, come on, there's a Rainbow Cup, right? I mean, there has to be a Rainbow Cup that's unlockable. There is a Rainbow Cup, and then there's like a Moon Cup, and then there's like a Planet Cup.
Okay, well, that's weird because a Moon Cup is something that's entirely different.
What is a Moon Cup?
I know a Moon Cup. For the few female listeners that are listening, a moon...
Hi, Chandra. Hi,
Hey, Chandra.
Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi, Taryn. In maybe a couple weeks.
Taryn sometimes.
Yeah.
Meg, if I say, hey, listen to this. But a Moon Cup is the environmentally friendly menstruation device. It is a reusable device for, yeah.
It's like a reusable tampon?
No.
I wouldn't think that would be... It's a Moon Cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what it looks like?
Yeah, I do.
What's it look like?
I do, actually.
What's it look like?
It looks like a small cup.
Like a shot glass?
No, more like a very small yarmulke.
Like a small yarmulke. Okay.
Yeah, like a yarmulke that could fit inside your Tootsie. So
Which way? I guess it goes.
I don't feel like poon is the right word to say in this circumstance.
Moon. It goes up in your moon.
Bajingo. You make a Scrubs reference. You're welcome, Sam. So anytime I think of when you said Moon Cup, I was like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Is that the brand or something, or is that like the medical term?
That's what I'm sure there's another name for them. That might just be the brand.
Like we're the moon pie
I've
people.
seen-
Like, man, we ain't making enough on desserts. You got any ideas?
What can we manufacture like at night? I don't know.
How about something that hippie women can stick in their vagina?
Okay, yeah. Indian hair tampons? No. I'm thinking like what periods come from like the moon.
I don't know. Bahamut's in there.
They're like werewolves, like it's like blood werewolves, something like that. I think I read that in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Moon Cup.
Yeah. Well, will they be really expensive to make?
They talk about the menstrual cycle.
So yeah, that's a thing in Mario Tennis.
Put that in the show notes.
Make sure to use our Amazon affiliate link. That way we can get a nickel off every Moon Cup sold.
Call in with your Moon Cup experience and stories, please.
Don't. I don't want to hear it. It kind of reminds me of those like shitty, I mean, from what you're describing, it reminds me of those shitty like paper, those wax coated paper cones that you get like at work at the water fountain.
It's just got scotch tape on the side. Yeah. You tape it on your vagina.
What's that? It's my Moon Cup. Or like a shoehorn. What's that? It's my shoehorn for my vagina. You got a problem with that?
Man, I could not understand the concept of a shoehorn the first time I saw one, and my dad told me what it was.
How old were you?
10 or 11. So
I
was like, why didn't you have shoes that just fit you?
was obsessed.
Or you just push really hard.
I was obsessed with shoehorns when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yes. I had like probably 8 of them.
This is good. This is quality Dave Moore trivia.
Yeah. I really like shoehorns. I don't know why. I think it was just like, they seemed like a really quirky, like,
That's the gnome coming out in you.
yeah. I think Alton Brown would call it a unitasker because like that fucking tool has one goddamn use, and that is getting your fucking heel in a shoe. You wouldn't want to use it for anything else because it's been touching your fucking foot. Right? I mean, it couldn't
Well, maybe.
double as a tongue depressor. Who wants that? That's gross. And I remember the the shoehorn. My favorite shoehorn had one.
Not a sentence I've ever heard.
My favorite shoehorn. It's going to be my solo podcast, by the way. No, that'll be the podcast that I do with Tim York. My favorite
Man,
shoehorn.
that'd be good.
My favorite shoehorn had a little length of chain that connected into a nice little circle, so I could keep it on my finger in case I needed an emergency. In case I need to get my foot in the shoe really fast.
Whenever you had keys one day, it's your emergency shoehorn.
Yeah. So there we go. I remember exactly what it looked like. It's yellow, plastic. It's a nice shoehorn. My mom might have it, actually. I'll ask her when I see her.
That's a TADPOG artifact.
Yeah, that'll go in the reliquary when I die. Bury me with my shoehorns. Henry's going to be really upset I cut him out of the shoehorn wheel.
And to my dear son, Henry.
I leave him with my vintage collection.
We got rid of shoes at least 100 cycles ago, Dad.
100 moon cycles. So this game was fun. Mario Tennis was fun.
Yeah.
I liked it. I could never unlock the extra cups because it's fucking impossible. Do you know what you have to do?
Beat a bunch of stuff?
You have to beat a bunch of stuff. You have to beat Mushroom, Flower, and Star Cup as every character in the roster.
Fuck,
It does
man.
not fuck around. I couldn't do it with one character. Granted, it was Toad. Maybe playing Mario Tennis as Toad is the equivalent of playing Super Mario Brothers 2 as Toad, and it's like expert level. I kind of doubt it, but I don't think that I couldn't do it. Like this is not a game that I'm naturally good at.
Yeah.
But it's a shitload of fun because, like I said, it's simple to pick up. You go to the ball, you press A or B. You can press whichever button you want, and you will hit it as long as you're in the vicinity of the ball. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you had this experience with the game, but when I turned it on and started playing, the first thing that was in my mind, these motherfuckers ripped off Super Monkey Ball 2. And then I had to remember, oh yeah, that game came out after this game. Super Monkey Ball 2 totally ripped this game off because they play exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Exactly the same. It's just this game is better because it has Mario characters and not bullshit monkeys that they made up.
I feel like you controlled it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the controls were spot on. The music is good.
Yeah, the music is good.
It's catchy and it can be tense and I don't know, the music I felt was solid. Mm-hmm. Bowser's Keep, that mode.
Yeah, the special mode, Bowser's special mode. Tell us about that.
Because that is basically I guess Bowser was like, oh man, I really want to get on this tennis, but I want them to come to me. All right, I'll suspend a tennis court above lava by chains. And they can play on that, and I'll throw down shit for them to throw at each other when they're not hitting the ball back and forth. They'll love it.
I'm glad you mentioned Bowser's Stage because it is the thing that reminds me most about Mario Kart because the shit that you throw at each other you get from hitting the ball into a block that looks like one of the blocks that you drive through in Mario Kart, and when it's cycling through for the banana peel or whatever you're gonna throw at your opponent, which by the way they use pretty much all the shit from Mario Kart as the power up, it makes the Mario Kart noise as it cycles through that kind of thing.
Yeah. So it just because the court is swaying back and forth, and I don't know, it's a fun little departure.
It's a topsy-turvy level.
Oh yeah. I guess there are also rings. You can hit the balls through.
That's another stage, yeah.
The piranha plant mode,
where there's piranha plants on the other side of the court, and they all spit tennis balls. Mm-hmm. It's like, like we all do, pay for 3 batting cages and have them going at the same time. Yeah. I know we've all done that.
Man, I miss the batting cages. I used to really, really enjoy the batting cages.
Did we used to have some here in Paducah?
We had some. Well, in Marshall County, there were some. Oh. There was a strip going to the dam that was just remember when I was little, it was thriving.
Yeah.
All sorts of go-kart tracks and baseball and zip lines and there used to be a water park down that way.
This is going to be great. This is great radio for all of our out-of-town listeners, which is pretty much everybody. Is that the strip that's on the way to Benton? Like if you're on the interstate heading towards like the Benton-Draftonville exit? Okay.
But there used to be a water park that is now an antique mall.
Okay.
So that Venture River, our other local water park, just killed Wonder Waters. But man, I remember Dad would take me Friday, Saturday night, and we would just go to like batting cages and go-karts and snow cones, and it was great. Now there might be one old go-kart track down there that I never see being used, and that's it. That whole area is just dead.
Do you think the internet killed it?
Yeah, I do think so.
Everybody was like, man, I could be like hitting baseballs and like driving go-karts, but there's a lot of fucking porn on here.
But I can play this Flash game where I beat up this inverted Barney called Blarney. I'm just gonna do this. What's on Newgrounds? Fuck it, it's fine. I mean, if I hit my Netscape Navigator, I'm not going anywhere today.
Nice.
Oh, what different theme Netscape Navigators? The Austin Powers Netscape Navigator.
Was that a thing?
Yeah.
Did you have that?
I had all those, man. The Austin Powers one, the Dr. Evil one.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Yeah. The Bikini Girl one, which
Yeah.
made my mom very upset. That they're not naked, they're in bikinis. I still don't like that, Tyler.
You also probably had a good collection of viruses.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not to say that most people with Netscape themes did, but they did.
Oh, man. God, that Austin Powers one was so obnoxious. I used it for such a long time. It's like the back button just said groovy and like all
Nice.
sorts of like, tie-dyed everywhere and a little like horribly animated Austin Powers like pointing at you like his gun motion or whatever. It's just, awful.
I think you should load it up right now. I think that should
See
be
if I can find that.
that should be the official TADPOG browser.
We'll now fit the website to be best viewed.
in Netscape circa 1996.
Oh, man.
Oh, I feel kind of shitty because it's like I knew this is what was going to happen, but it's tennis.
I mean, it's a really good tennis game. And, like, man, this is one thing I do love about the N64 is, man, they fucking capitalize so hard on quality couch co-op.
Yeah, having those 4 ports on the system for controllers.
And they fucking use them.
Yes, absolutely.
In so many good ways for so many different games. And it's just like other consoles of that generation, just like they were focused on a different area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't focus on this at all. And I feel like, you know, multiplayer is huge now. And normally Nintendo is not the one to embrace anything first.
Right.
But man, they got on that and they set the standard for a lot of shit to come.
Yeah, I also hear that this version, I don't know from personal experience, but I've heard people say that this version of Mario Tennis is the quintessential version. It's the best one. I
don't really think, like, looking at it, it didn't bother me.
No,
It didn't
I didn't
look
think it looked
like
bad.
a typical N64 game. It didn't play like an N64 game.
I thought it looked great. They played great. I haven't played it, but I thought about getting the 3DS version because I liked this version so much. But the people of the internet say that there's some bullshit going on in the 3DS version. So I was like, well, I've got this N64 version. I guess I'll just play it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Oh, do you have any achievements?
Normally, I do have a lot of achievements for a game that I enjoyed so much. Unfortunately, I actually spent too much time playing the game to come up with a whole lot of achievements.
So there's the don't like it, liked it, and really liked it. So only when you just like something, you have a lot of achievements.
Yeah, and this was definitely on the really liked it list. The one that I've been able to come up with is I want to play it like Tyler. And in order to I want to play it like Tyler, you have to switch your character to left-hand mode, which is totally an option in this game. Something they totally didn't have to do.
It's true.
But yeah, when you're on the character select screen, you can hit one of the shoulder buttons and make them. It's the left shoulder button.
So my gripe about Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is making Link right-handed. Whenever I felt a personal connection because Link is a left-handed character, suddenly now he is right-handed for Skyward Sword, and there's no option to go back and forth. So
Your life is a lie.
fuck that. It'll be the last Zelda I play. Whatever, because I still want to beat them all. I'm going to save that one for last. Plus, I don't want to have to like stand up and move the Wiimote around to play a Zelda. So Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword will be the last.
You should write them a sternly written letter.
I should.
Like my dad. Have I ever mentioned that was my dad's hobby when I was a kid? To write letters to restaurants that he felt like had belittled him somehow. I remember he would type them out.
David, grab your shoehorn. We're going to the post office.
I remember he would type them out in our word processor. I think he just wanted a reason to use a word processor because this is like the early 90s. It was like, we are the shit. We have a computer. We're going to type a letter on it. And we're going to print it out on our dot matrix and we're going to tear those fucking strips of paper off. We're going to fold it up and mail it. The one that sticks out in my mind is we used to get a Shoney's all the time. And I cannot.
I was going to ask you, did he write one to Shoney's?
Oh, he definitely wrote one to Shoney's. It was not the most stern one he wrote. The most sternly one he wrote is, and yes, I said sternly. Sternly letter was to El Chico.
Hey, man, that's fine.
It was to El Chico because...
The one in Paducah that's now shut down?
No, this is when we lived in Iowa. So it was not. No, I wish. But when the one in Paducah closed down, I sent my dad a text message. I said, El Chico in Paducah shut down. And his response was, good. To this day, I get my grudges from my dad. Like that's where that shit is genetic. Because like to this day, the man holds a grudge to El Chico. I remember he wrote them a letter because he felt like my mom didn't get the treatment she deserved on her birthday. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's it.
He's a good husband. He's a good husband.
Yeah.
Despite the fact he took your mother to El Chico on her birthday.
We've got this tradition in my family where whoever's birthday it is, they get to choose where to eat. And traditionally, we all make a shitty choice.
What was your choice?
It changed as a kid. I also, as a kid, really liked El Chico. I remember there is a photograph of me and a giant pink sombrero wearing an NBA Jam T-shirt, the one where Michael Jordan is palming Marvin the Martian. The shirt is like full man's extra large.
That's the only way they sell them.
So it's like I'm swimming in this shirt. I am all of like 90 fucking pounds because I was 90 pounds until I went to college, and then it was like, bam, you're a fat boy now. So. That photograph is somewhere, and I look really I look like a 21-year-old woman in the photograph. So I'll look for this. Where were we? Achievements, Tyler.
Yeah.
Do you have any achievements for this game?
I've got 3. I've got This Shouldn't Be, and that's where you beat any cup as Baby Mario.
Okay. Yes. Good.
I've got Girl Power, where you win a doubles match as Peach and Daisy.
Nice.
And then Line Trap, and that's where you beat any cup as Birdo.
As Birdo. Which, of course, I believe we've covered is the Bailey J of the Super Mario universe. I guess I really want to make some kind of Super Tennis reference because I really like Super Tennis for the Super Nintendo.
But that's a hardcore simulation as opposed to, this is what arcade tennis is how they refer to it.
Yeah, this is definitely more arcadey than Super Tennis was. And they didn't have all those ugly people in it like they did in Super Tennis. So, I mean, it's got that going for it. But that's not the main reason I prefer
Tennis
it.
for the Morlocks. Super Tennis.
Let's face it, those people were like, come on.
For all you time machine H.G. Wells maniacs out there.
So I wanted to do something with it because you remember when you won a cup in Super Tennis, that terrorist blows up a building. Do you remember that madness?
Yeah.
So I wanted to tie something in with that, but I was not able to. So maybe the achievement is Patriot, and unlike Patriot, you just start up Mario Tennis because in no part in the game do you blow up what looks like a government building.
Bowser is the only terrorist in the Mushroom Kingdom, and even he's like not that bad.
Yeah, he builds his court for you to play on.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
Surprisingly, I had a good time tonight recording this show. I thought it was going to be abysmal, honestly. And the people who really, really, really love Mario Tennis, Drew Rowland, might be a little disappointed that we didn't get into the nuances of the game. But I feel like those nuances are tough to get at because like I wasn't able to scratch the surface with 9 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
But I did.
Because you learned all the different serves and returns and learned how to slice and do a bunch of different things.
Dude, it took me like 6 hours of playing before I figured out that there are different shots. Like you can press A and B together and you do a slam. You can do B and it does like a slice. You can do A and it does a lob. I mean, there's layers in this game where it's like, it's the typical easy to pick up, difficult to master because it's like learning all these intricacies is what it's going to take for me to beat Star Cup. I will do it one day. I honestly will. Like, this is not a game I'm going to stop playing. I will continue to play this game whenever, we're done recording 2 shows a week, which whenever I'm retiring, because I figure we'll probably do this well into our 60s.
Yeah, it's true.
At least.
Until the patent trolls succeed in shutting down podcasts.
Yeah. So. But we'll leave that for the wealthy podcasters to
Adam
come back.
Carolla can tackle that. We choose him as our champion. So.
But I had a lot of fun today. Before we close things out, I've got some important questions to ask you. The first of which is, if you were to give this game a beard, Tyler, that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would you give it?
They're kind of like not a thing anymore, but they used to be.
Perfect. El Chicos.
Everybody was crazy about these Geico cavemen.
Oh, shit.
And there's one commercial where Geico cavemen are playing tennis, and they're dressed in their normal tennis gear. So I'd have to give it a Geico caveman tennis beard.
Yes. Did you enjoy the Geico caveman sitcom?
I've never seen it, and I need to sit down and watch it.
You do. I mean, I'll sit down and watch all of it with you.
Okay.
Because I remember watching the first episode and thinking, man, this works so well as a commercial.
Man, if only this half hour was like 30 45 seconds.
Exactly. Tyler, if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
I would give it the overly protective goggles of Obito Uchiha from Naruto, because he was very protective of his Sharingan before he even had his Sharingan. So he always wore protective glasses and was very whiny and particular about stuff getting in his eyes or anything happening to what would someday he was sure to be like the most powerful Sharingan. Wasn't wrong, but
were they like what are they called? The jock specs or whatever? What are those things called that they wear like basketball?
A little bit. But so that symbolizes like both the goofiness in the beards and the quality in the glasses.
Okay.
Of Mario Tennis.
Okay. So this game has possibly the best Sharingan?
Tennis Sharingan, yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Is that where like your eyes turn into green fuzzy balls? You blink and open them? And Naruto freaks out? I mean, tennis is a school of ninja magic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought so.
Taijutsu, Genjutsu, Ninjutsu, and tennis.
I got one more question for you, Tyler. And of course, that question is, how much is this game on Amazon? I want to know how much you can find this game on Amazon used. What do you think?
$11.50.
$11.50. You're probably going to win because there's no one else playing with you.
Well, I could lose by going over, but
you know how I play it. Tyler, actual retail value of Mario Tennis for the 64 used on Amazon at the time of this recording is $16.75. You win. You didn't go over.
Yeah, I did. All right.
Good job. That's a fucking steal.
Yeah.
Honestly, $16.75. You can probably find it cheaper. I don't mean that it's a good price for the game. You could probably find it cheaper, but for the value, this game is easily worth $16.75.
As a kid, even though I wasn't crazy about sports games, like if like an aunt had gotten this for me when I was young, I still would have appreciated it and how much that you could do and have people over to play it. So
yeah. And tennis
this would have gotten a lot of play at like sleepovers at Josh's house when we were little.
I don't know if you're like me at all, but tennis is one of those sports when I was a kid where it was like, this sport is easy to understand, because I had a real problem like understanding the rules of like football and basketball
I
like, for
still
the
don't fucking
longest
understand
time.
football. Still have no clue what's going on with football.
Clearly from our Madden episode, I'm sure everyone remembers.
Episode, and it's again, you winning fantasy football and me finishing in the middle of the pack proves that like you don't even have to know anything about football
To be good at fantasy football.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably to be good at football you do.
Fuck if you can run really fast or hit really hard,
Yeah.
you can do okay.
All right. Well,
If you can deflate balls.
yeah.
Football, Tommy football reference.
If Disney movies have taught me anything, you don't need to know anything about football. You just need to have heart.
That's true, yeah. Or be a golden retriever. Just fine.
Was there an Air Bud football?
I really think there was. There was.
Cool. Do you think Comet's going to be back in Fuller
In
House?
Fuller House, I gotta hope so. the Frankenweenie version of Comet comes back.
I'm thinking they used the dog from Scrubs, the stuffed dog that they had. And that's how they tie the universes together.
He's everyone's constant in this weird world.
Look what I found in a basement sale at Sacred Heart. That's hi, I'm Danny Tanner. Look what I found. It's Comet.
If you want to see someone playing Mario Tennis, watch Paul playing today. He has TADPOG Saturdays where he records the next game we're gonna do and puts it up. So check out him playing Mario Tennis.
Absolutely. Even if you have seen Mario Tennis before, check out Paul's video, because it is the most ridiculous version of Mario Tennis you probably ever see. Because it is glitched the fuck out. It is super entertaining, so please check it out.
Colored Mage John Sullivan, Mario Italiano came out on iTunes. It's a free play. It's a good game. We're in it. Download it. Give him a 5-star written review.
Yeah.
I don't know what'll happen, but I'm sure something.
Eventually.
Appreciation eventually. Yeah. Oh, something else. All right.
Oh boy.
Well, we still have like 20 minutes left for a normal show time.
I mean, we could keep this one short.
Nah.
No? Okay.
No, we should disappoint listeners. I feel like an hour and a half is like our new standard.
Did you say
now.
we should disappoint listeners?
I mean, we should disappoint our families. We shouldn't disappoint the listeners.
All right.
Drew Rowland had something, again, bringing him up. Something happened to him today that I thought was interesting. That his girlfriend, she's a barista.
Yeah. Are we allowed? Was this like private conversation?
I don't feel like it was.
Is this like a Squirting Apprentice kind of thing?
No,
Okay.
surely not.
Okay, good.
But she received flowers today at work.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think it made him sort of angry. He didn't know quite how to take it because she just receives flowers from someone anonymous saying, have a nice day. So, because he's like, I don't know, should I be angry? Is someone trying to hit on her? Because someone just gave his girlfriend flowers. That's something that you would, it's a yellow flag. Something's up. There's a mole in the midst.
Yeah, it would definitely my cackles would be raised. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then I tried telling him, like, I bet it was an old man. I feel like sending someone flowers anonymously is kind of an old-fashioned thing to do.
Especially something that says "Have a nice day."
Yeah.
That's not super. I mean, it could be super sexual, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, have a nice day after I'm done boning you. But
well, my coffee with a side of poon,
right
on some flowers. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
But yeah, have a nice day. It makes me feel like maybe an old man like heard her say like, "Oh, today sucks."
Yeah.
I like that girl. I'm gonna send her some flowers. Let her have a nice day.
Old regular, right? Mm-hmm. It also depends on the kind of flowers. I didn't get intel on that.
That's
was
true.
it a dozen long-stemmed roses?
Says something. Yeah.
Or was it one of those? There's a whole lot of baby's breath in here.
Is it a sex flower or a friend flower?
Right, exactly.
Is it like 10 prom corsages? Yeah, and baby's breath and lilies and shit.
Uh-huh.
Or just like
lilies and shit. If I ever open a florist, I'm gonna name it Lilies and Shit.
Sir, what's this for? A girl at a coffee shop had a bad day. I would recommend our Lilies and Shit package. It's friendly without being like overtly sexual in any way.
First of all, sir, I'd like to thank you for not going to a gas station like Dave does on Valentine's Day.
Fuck, man, flowers are so expensive.
Yeah,
I feel like they're sort of a waste.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like Meg would be like, "Oh, flowers." Mm-hmm. That's about it.
Yes.
So it's just like, oh, here's something that the cats are gonna get into, and it's gonna like slowly decay and put petals everywhere. And yeah, but I'm glad you spent like a bunch of money on them.
Yeah. When I worked in Lexington, I was making more money there. Every year for anniversary and Valentine's Day, I would have flowers. I would order flowers and have them delivered to Nikki at work.
I feel like that's the best way to do flowers.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Don't bring home flowers.
No.
Bring flowers so she can like, hey, look who cares about me. Fuck y'all.
Exactly. That's the point of flowers, right?
Yep.
That has to be the point of flowers because otherwise it's exactly like you said. I mean, it's like, oh, flowers, great. I mean, no one's here to appreciate it but me, and that's not the point of it. So I feel your flowers are like the machinations of spite.
I think I've gotten flowers for Meg like twice.
Yeah.
Once delivered at work. The other time was for the flowers anniversary.
Okay.
That's an
anniversary.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got like it was like flowers and something else anniversary. So I think I made her muffins and flowers and fruit. I think that was it.
Yeah.
I don't know what year that is. Like 3, something like that. I don't know.
I'm going to write flowers a sternly written letter, though. That's for sure.
Dear 100 flowers.
I am unhappy with the service that you gave me.
Well, right now, pull these up ahead of time. Fish Lips J, if you want to check out, we'll see you later.
Does that mean it's quiz time?
That means I think we should take a quiz.
And not like trivia. This is like a personality kind of thing? Personality quiz kind of thing?
This is a BuzzFeed quiz.
Okay. Are we going to find out our personality types?
Well, I'll let you choose which one we take.
Oh, shit. Okay. A lot of pressure.
Which cult should you join?
That's pretty good.
Which That 70s Show guy is your soulmate?
I already know the answer to that, so I don't need to take that one. It's Fez, in case you were
Fez? Really?
wondering. No, not really.
But I figured you're more of a Hyde man.
Really?
Yeah.
Hyde?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hyde's gonna be down to fuck, and he'll probably like smoke weed with you. It's fine, or steal some, whatever.
If I did that.
Are you more Gilmore Girls or Golden Girls?
All right. So far, that's the number one.
And should you get bangs?
Shit. That's a good one. That has to be a short one, right?
We can knock should you get bangs out right now.
Is the question, like, it's one question. Do you look good with bangs?
Pick your face shape. Heart, rectangular, round, oval, square, Zooey Deschanel.
I'll go with, shit, am I Zooey Deschanel? I always get this mixed up. Round? Oh, oval.
Oval. Looking at you across, I would say oval.
Just a big old ugly fucking oval in your face.
Oval, you got do what you want with your body.
All right.
So I guess that means if you want them, yeah, you look fine with or without bangs.
Here, let me do bangs real quick.
You look more emo right now, but you could definitely you could be like One Direction, Dave. It looks good. It looks good.
Thank you.
You could replace that Zayn guy from One Direction.
Zayn.
Zayn.
Cool. That's a cool name, by the way.
That's a good Final Fantasy VIII name.
Yeah.
What is my face shape?
I'm obviously not good at the face.
I never really
shapes.
mastered shapes as a kid. I'm good at colors. I can tell you what color your face is.
Look, here's the deal. Face shapes are bullshit. Because, like, look at me. It's a fucking face. It's not a shape.
I hope
It's
you
a
were telling me to look
face.
at you to make your point. Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me when I talk to you.
I think my face shape is square.
Square?
Square.
I think it's more Enix.
Thanks. That's the worst one. So I'm gonna click square.
Okay.
Same result.
Yeah.
So
Click Zooey Deschanel real quick. God, I wish you had Zooey Deschanel shaped face.
me too.
Man, you and I would be doing a lot of extracurricular activities.
If I was boys age Chanel, I don't know. Same result. I'm gonna assume it's all the same.
But this
thing.
quiz is broken. Okay. Oh, I see. It's a message. It's a strong message that it's delivering, Tyler. That we can do whatever we want.
Do whatever you want
because we're empowered men. We can do whatever we want with our hair. It's our body, Tyler.
Mm-hmm. Although there's for me to grow bangs,
Yeah.
it would be like me taking the hair from like my crown and combing it way the fuck forward.
I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would be cool.
It would be like some weird, like sad Hunger Games type shit for me to grow it out and push it all forward and have to like grease it up.
If you do that, can I suggest a new profession for you? That would be to sit in front of a slot machine, smoking a cigarette with a styrofoam cup full of nickels.
I can do that.
Okay, cool.
Bald? I'm not bald. I took a BuzzFeed quiz to many bangs.
It's my body.
The closest I ever came to having bangs was when I rocked the Carson Daily, like my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
So I could have just flattened them down into bangs, but instead I stood them up and bleached them blonde. So
I rocked the. You remember when George Clooney had his hair like all combed forward?
yeah.
Like fucking Caesar or some shit. I had that going on.
Okay. That works.
Up until then, it was straight up like buzz cuts. Straight up buzz cuts until yep.
So you've got too good of a head of hair for a buzz cut.
Thank you. I've got the Capcom of hair. Maybe that's Ramon.
All right. So what cult should we join? That 70s show.
Gilmore Girls.
Soulmates. Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, you know it.
All right.
I mean, I know the answer.
Are you more Gilmore Girls or Golden Girls?
Okay. I've been watching a lot of Gilmore Girls recently. So.
What's for dinner? Chinese takeout?
God, this
or
quiz is too easy.
What looks like it is pretty easy. Or what looks like Italian wedding soup and bread?
Chinese takeout. I'm gonna go with the Gilmore Girls answer and say Chinese takeout.
I'm also going to say Chinese takeout.
So Chong's after this?
Yep.
If they were open.
Gotta have to. We'll just break in. Let's see. Pick a catchphrase. Oi with the poodles already. Or
well, I do say that a lot.
oi with the shoehorns. Why do blessings wear disguises? If I were a blessing, I'd run around naked.
I'm actually gonna go with the fucking Golden Girls answer. Oi with the shoehorns already.
See, I think that's a Gilmore Girls answer.
Really?
Yeah. Because I feel like the blessings thing sounds like a Sophia line.
Okay. I mean, yeah, okay, I can see it.
I'm going to go with that one.
I just assumed because it was wordy dialogue that it was
sense.
Gilmore Girls.
So I think the oi is like a Lorelai impression.
Gotcha.
What do you wear?
her British. Oi! Oi!
Oi, governor, poodles. Okay, what do you wear on a date? A dress without cleavage or with cleavage?
Oh, well, this could also go either way. Mm-hmm. Well, look, if I've got the cleavage, I'm going to show it. So a dress with cleavage.
If you were a girl,
yeah,
how big do you think your bosom would be, Dave?
Probably not very big.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
No, but still, I mean, I guess little cleavage then. That shows not much cleavage.
Not much cleavage?
Yeah, look, it's all depends on how big my boobs are, Tyler. If they're big, I'm going to show cleavage. If they're not big, then I'm not.
But I feel like if they're enormous, then people want to cover them up too.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, oh God, if they were enormous, no, forget it. I'm not covering those. I'm not hiding my light under a bushel.
Well, you don't. You don't walk around with your dick hanging out either, though.
Well, it's not always hard.
But when it's hard, absolutely.
Yeah, when it's hard, of course I take it out.
Anybody that has an open Coke in Walmart, just stick it in there.
Why do you think I can't hold a job?
So you're going to go with no cleavage?
Yeah, unless they're big, and then I'm going to go with cleavage.
But you think if you had them, they'd be
if
smaller.
I had them, they'd probably be smaller, yeah. Okay. Just because that's how my family rolls.
According to my genetics, I would have huge tits.
All right.
I'm going to go with cleavage.
Okay.
Let's see. This one's on the nose. Pick a motherly influence. Sophia Petrillo or Emily Gilmore.
Somewhere. How about is there an option somewhere in between?
I wish there should be. Some of them are at least remotely disguised. This one is not.
Yeah, this not. And neither of them really apply. I guess Sophia.
Yeah, I'm 100% Sophia. I never cared much for Emily Gilmore.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are you drinking?
One of your sugar-free Red Bulls. Thanks, by the way.
Wine or a martini?
Wine.
I will say martini. I'm not huge on wine.
I'm not either, but martinis are gross.
What's your hobby? Taking a walk on the beach or laughing at others?
Definitely laughing at others. Yeah.
Yep, that is also what I am selecting.
I'm pretty sure we do that. We've done it 210 times in front of microphones.
That's just the internet culture now.
Yeah.
Okay, pick some pajamas. No cleavage or with cleavage?
Just naked, I guess.
I wish that was an option.
Just naked. So cleavage then.
Going cleavage?
Yeah.
So I guess for pajamas, I would go the opposite and not have cleavage. And just have ugly, unattractive pajamas.
Okay.
Because if I've got big tits, I just want them to like, leave me alone, boys, I'm going to bed.
Okay, that's your signal.
That's my logic.
Yeah, because you sleep in a house just full of all those men.
yeah, you bet I would.
Good night, boys.
I would be if I was a woman with huge tits.
Yeah.
It would be a facts of life situation, only with all boys.
You see me in my oversized hockey jersey, so you know that I'm calling it a night.
Okay, what's your theme song? And then it's basically, where you lead, I will follow. Or thank you for being a friend.
Well, Tyler, if you were throwing a party, thank you for being a friend.
Okay.
Thank you for being a friend.
That is also what I'm going to pick. We got different answers, Dave.
Okay. Which are you?
Which am I?
Yeah, which are you? What'd you get?
I got Gilmore Girls.
Oh, check you out, you little trendy minx, you.
You trendy 10 years ago, me.
Yeah. I was rewatching Gilmore Girls, and I remember they were making a big deal out of smartphones, I think. And it was like, oh, yeah, I guess this is kind of old.
Well, like, the series kind of concludes with Barack Obama running for president for his first term. So, your pop culture prowess is off the charts. No one can match your takeout ordering capabilities.
Nice.
Your youthful spirit brings joy to everyone around you, even if you speak too fast for your friends to hear you correctly the first time. Now put down your coffee mug and high five your best friend. Dave, you got Golden Girls.
I assumed that maybe I did.
People should thank you for being a friend.
Yeah.
You're a real trooper, even if you mention your hometown of St. Olaf a little too frequently to be 100% sane. Keep those mamas a-flowing.
Okay. All right. So what did the only thing we answered differently was like involve cleavage?
Like
Like, hey, you like to show your titties during the day or during the night?
cleavage and alcohol.
Oh, okay.
I think was it.
Because I went wine. Yeah. All right.
So yeah, and it was reversed because daytime was supposed to be cleavage. That's Gilmore Girls. Mm-hmm. But Blanche always wears cleavage to bed.
Right. Oh, trust me. I was remembering that.
That's pretty good. Looks like we're about to hit time now.
The show? I mean, the show's okay. I'd put it at like a 6.
It's Josh Dance territory.
Yeah, solid 6. I feel like we had some goofs in there. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I said some things maybe I shouldn't have, like titties in the last 2 minutes. I already regret that. Whatever.
Such a weird thing to call them. Titties.
Yeah.
There's something funny Paul Kluel linked today, and I'll put that in the show notes.
Yes.
It's about titties.
Yeah. Go to the show notes if you want to know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yep. If you want some safe, would it be safe for work?
I watched it at work, and I'm pretty
safe,
conservative about what I watch at work.
So safe for work titties.
Which, by the way, I was really annoyed when I fell asleep early last night, and then woke up, went to work, opened up Facebook, and I saw in the chat log between you and Blake had just named a porn star and provided a link. And I was like, I got to wait till I go home to watch this.
Damn it.
Teaches me to go to bed in my fucking
Teaches
cleavage.
you to be a reasonable adult in your cleavage shirt.
My cleavage shirt. It's just a white t-shirt with cleavage written on it.
I was thinking a ridiculously deep V-neck shirt that goes to like your belly button. Stay asleep shirts.
Oh, that's a Mark Hamill shirt. I don't know if you've ever seen him wear those. Mm-mm. Yeah, he probably shouldn't be wearing those.
I've pretty much only seen him like dressed as the Joker.
Okay. I mean, I prefer that over like the ridiculously low cut V-necks. Like they're the kind that like kind of they have like shoelaces on them. You know what I mean? Like you lace them up.
Oh, like an old fashioned kind of shirt?
Yeah, like your Renaissance fair style.
Yeah, okay.
Except it goes down to the navel.
Okay.
Not a great look.
You say that now, it's coming. It'll come back.
Maybe it's just not great on Luke Skywalker. I'm sure if, someone else was wearing it. Someone with cleavage.
A bosomy woman.
Yeah,
It's fine.
bosomy woman.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find us on.
What, you don't want to talk about titties anymore?
We can't. You know I can. You know I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we should probably end it.
Or we can find out what 70s show guys are soulmates.
Oh God, I really do want to do that.
It might be different. The boy you want and the boy that you're soulmate
I know.
could be totally different.
Well, look, I only have 43 minutes to edit this show before we need to publish, so we should probably wrap it up.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. So you don't miss the next episode. That should be an all-call show.
Yep. Yeah. So check that out.
It'll be good.
Yeah, or it won't. It all depends on your calls. So.
And the next version will play for Mondays. It's Mondays.
Are you okay? You all right?
No.
That Gilmore Girls quiz go to your head? You're like, I'm quippy. I can just go as fast as I want.
The following original flavor Wednesday will be Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64.
Excellent. The one that Dorkly is like, we don't know why the fuck he chose this. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Although apparently I had a very, very unfortunate time saying horrors during Tomb of Horrors. So I would Gilmore Girls it by saying it way too fast. It's Tomb of Horrors. Tomb of Horrors.
Okay.
Horror.
Horror is a difficult word for a Southern man or woman to say. It just is. Horror.
Ben Hur.
It's just hard for us. Just accept that. It's just hard. It's hard for us.
Horror pillow should never be for someone with a Southern accent.
Pillow?
Her pillow. Let's see. We still love iTunes reviews. We got one more. Now we're at 108.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Love it.
That is the best way for the show to reach new listeners, because even though iTunes isn't great, it's still the biggest marketplace. So we need those reviews. They really do help spread the
5-star reviews do help. So please, we try to make it even better for you. So if there's a show you want us to do, a game you want us to do, or a guest host you want on a certain show, or both, include that in your 5-star written review. And we promise we will get to it eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about fucking Yoshi and the story he has got to tell us.
We're going to be talking about fucking Yoshi. Just
man.
Put our dicks in dinosaurs. Dino dickin'.
Actually, we're going to be doing an all-call show, like you said. In the meantime, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes are. That's where that link that we were being very mysterious about will be. I'm sure all of you are on the edge of your fucking seats. You're in the car driving over. You're like, man, I can't wait till I get in the office. I'm going to go check those show notes. Damn. You can also find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. That is the best place to let us know how you feel about a specific episode. Tyler will normally make an episode post, and any comments you have about the show, put them there. We will read them, even if I am too busy to respond to them at work, because that's pretty much... Wait, no one at work is listening, right? No.
Maybe.
If I work with you and you're listening, just shut the podcast off right now. All right. Okay, because that's where I do all of my Facebooking is at work.
If Work Dave and Tadpog Dave ever come together, they'll both just explode.
You can also find us on Twitter. We are at Tadpog_podcast.
Work Dave will kill Tadpog Dave.
You're not wrong. It's cumbersome, I realize. Thank you for everybody who is retweeting us, especially our episode announcement tweets. That's great because, once again, that spreads the show to potential people who might like the show. And also thank you for just tweeting at us, because I do enjoy reading those on the toilet, Chandra. Thank you. We have a Patreon. If you feel like we deserve it, feel free to give us money there. It is patreon.com/tadpog. It is 100% optional. But we really do appreciate the people who have donated. It means a whole lot to us.
And we have some ideas for special Patreon content that we'll be introducing.
Yep, absolutely. And that's content that we want to give to everyone who's donated, right? Not just like, I mean, it's if you donated $1, if you donated $10, you're gonna get this content.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. I don't like to set up a whole class system in Tadpog Nation. You know, let's just keep it.
Just keep it 2 tiers.
Yeah. Our intro song, Tyler, is "Moves" by Sycamore Drive. A link to which can be found in the show notes, along with that hilarious video that Paul Cool shared with us.
Ruby Baron.
Yes, sorry.
We've both said his name a lot and not included his title.
You're
Ruby Baron,
100%
Paul
correct.
Cool.
Ruby on Rails Baron, Paul Kluel. You can find that at tadpog.com. You can call us if you want, but I'm probably not going to give you the number, so don't.
So just keep dialing numbers till you get us.
I'll give you a hint. The area code's 270. Get to dialing. It's 270-883-2555. Get it in quick if you want there to be a chance for it to be on the next All Call show. Chances are it won't be, though, because we've got a pretty full log.
Awesome. How do you want to close this out?
Ooh, good question. I hadn't been thinking about that. The Gilmore Girls?
Okay, let's see.
So I guess we just
Really, really fast and forcefully.
Yeah. Which one do you want to be? Lorelai?
Yeah, okay, I'll be Lorelai.
Okay.
And you be Rory?
I'll be Rory. I mean, it's going to sound exactly the same, but yeah, I'll be Rory.
Or we could be Emily and Richard.
We could be Emily and Richard. That could be. Let's do Emily and Richard.
All right.
They both sound identical, so it's fine.
So until next time, Tropical Capricorn.
So I have them. I'll bring all my shoes and all my glasses. I can't see, goddammit.
You do that pretty well.
Brendan and I have practiced that a lot. pretty much practice it a lot. I can't see the Statue of Liberty. Susan? I used to call Nikki like that. I forgot about that. I used to call her at work. I remember calling Nikki one night and because she was managing in Murray. And I remember I had her, I didn't give her that long, but it was like 10 minutes where I was like, I went into the store and somebody touched my penis. She, really? Who was it? I don't know. One of the ugly ones.